Hey guys, so I wanted to film a quick video about Justin's Desperate Measures Act, just so you can understand the scary amount of power that he's given himself now, and also the scary amount of power that gives the government at different levels, be it federal, provincial, or as we're about to see here, cities. So here we go. This is Ottawa.
Great question. And the simple answer is yes. If you are involved in this protest, we will actively look to identify you and follow up with financial sanctions and criminal charges. Absolutely. This investigation will go on for months to come. It has many, many different streams, both from a federal financial level, from a provincial licensing level, from a criminal code level, from a municipal breach of court order, breach of court injunction level. It will be a complicated and time-consuming investigation that will go on for a period of time. You have my commitment that that investigation will continue, and we will hold people accountable for taking our streets over.
They don't need warrants or anything anymore. They don't need any permission to do things. They can just do things. So they've already frozen people's bank accounts. Like, I don't know if people get the severity of this. Like, they've frozen people's bank accounts. They're going after people who are like in the area, charge people that have left the area. And this was before everybody had cleared out. So it's like, where's the incentive for everybody to leave, you jerk? If you're threatening to charge them and track them down, like, who has money to do this? Yeah, so they have like infinite power right now. Oh yeah, they're also going after people who donated to the truckers. It's unclear whether or not it matters if you donated before all these dumb restrictions were put into place. So if it was just still like a peaceful protest before they started labeling it a Occupy movement, I don't know. This is my Telegram, everybody. If you're not following it, maybe you should go do that.
As you pointed out, they've got Wellington Street cleaned up. Most of the trucks have been towed away. And I now just got word that the Sir Johnny MacDonald Parkway, most of the trucks are removed from that section in the west end of the city as well. So they've made a lot of progress. They've been very measured in the response. It's a really tough assignment for police officers getting yelled at and spat upon. But they have been calm and cool and collective.
Prove that.
And we owe a debt of gratitude to all those municipal forces that have come in from across Canada, disrupted our city. You've heard our small business community. And this is costing a small fortune for the taxpayers of Ottawa.
The small businesses that you're keeping closed right now?
Act, I've asked our solicitor and our city manager, how can we keep the tow trucks and the campers and the vans and everything else that we've confiscated and sell those pieces of equipment to help recoup some of the costs that our taxpayers are absorbing. So that's one of the provisions of the Emergency Act.
Okay, hold on. First of all, you and Justin and all you liberal fucks have screwed our economy for 2 years. But we're supposed to believe that you give a shit about this, shutting down the economy for like a month. And I was there, not this past weekend, the weekend before. I guess technically the third weekend. The only businesses that were shut down were the stupid ones that chose to be shut down, okay? Any business that had any sense was open, and they were packed. They were packed. And packed full of polite Canadians. Like, give me a break. I'm supposed to believe that these people were spitting on cops? I saw none of that. Like, if you guys think this was like an actual like insurrection or anything but a peaceful protest, then you need to get your eyes checked and your ears checked, and you should probably go see a shrink on top of that. So this friggin', I don't even know what to call him, wants to keep the shit they confiscated. and sell it to recoup the costs. What cost? The costs of the unnecessary amount of police you've put on the streets?
And we have been a beneficiary of the Emergency Act. As they debated on the Hill, I asked the members of Parliament to consider. It's helped us a lot on things like confiscating vehicles, not having to swear in peace officers to the RCMP, and so many other things that have been very helpful over the course of this period, including you can't be under 18 to be in this rally. It's just unbelievable. You get copycats and people will think, hey, I'm going down to Parliament Hill and parking there for 3 or 4 days and having a big roast and everything else under the sun. We have to prevent that, and we need a short-term plan to blockade Wellington.
We have to prevent fun. We need a short-term, a mid-range, and a long-term plan to prevent fun. Let's ban dancing and singing while we're at it. You know what? Let's continue.
In a longer-term plan on how we protect our residents much better than we have in the last 4 weeks.
So what do you mean?
Do you mean better than you ever have? Ever? Do you mean better than anybody in the government ever has? Crime's down in Ottawa. Like, I heard numbers like 90%.
As I said, the Emergencies Act is not something to undertake lightly, and it's something that needs to be momentary, temporary, and proportional. That's why every single day I'm receiving briefings and we are reflecting on how much longer the Emergencies Act needs to be in place. We don't want to keep it in place a single day longer than necessary. But even though the blockades are lifted across border openings right now, even though things seem to be resolving very well in Ottawa, this state of emergency is not over. There continues to be real concerns about the coming days, but we will continue to evaluate every single day whether or not it is time and we are able to lift this state of emergency.
Concerns of what? I don't understand how these people could just speak in... It's not even speaking in, like, generalities. It's just speaking in, like, flat-out lies. Like... That's my cat. I'm not mad, buddy. Or I am, but not at you. I'm sure you've seen... Okay, so if you guys don't know, I don't know how to make this bigger. If you guys don't know, there's like a whole thing about like a meme country. I'll get into it in another video. But that's one of the best like memes in response to the Diagolon menace. I hope you guys enjoy this. I'm like flabbergasted. I mean, I've been like not woke. I've been awoken to the state of things for a while now. And I'm still like just amazed by the gross overreach of this government and the fact that I still don't think there's a single world leader, at least in the first world, that's come out against fucking Justin. Which I can't. What's going on with my eyebrows today? Sorry. Like, read a history book one of these days. Anyway, it doesn't matter. That's what happens in communism, folks. Oh, I feel like I'm in just like the most weirdest, most effed up clown world. I feel people just got the common cold. And you didn't have to like show papers or anything. Or like a doctor's note. Or a negative test. You could just be like, yeah, I'm calling in sick for the day. Remember that? There wasn't like all this weird suspicion around it. So, okay, so maybe you're turning this on because you think us unvaxxed are like unclean or some shit. But it's like, okay, so that's great. What about like if not your guy ever gets in power? Are you not worried that they can just enact this and then run and hide for 3 days and then show up only after all of this insanity has already been put into place? Like, all of these extreme measures have already been taken. Canadian citizens have already been beaten in their own streets. That's already happened this past weekend. So it's like, it's already been done. And the fact that this piece of shit is still arguing not to get rid of it. Like, even if he gets rid of it now, it's like what he's done has already been done. But it's like, I have a hard time believing it's going to happen in the first place. But even if it does, what, like, all the bad shit has already happened. Yeah. So I hope you guys are okay. Let's chat in the comments about stuff. That's Zeus. He's an evil mini terrorist, but I still love him. Okay, bye guys.